I want to talk to about sales as a complete beginners. So imagine that if somebody has no idea what sales is, I want him or her to be educated on what exactly is sales and how many years of sales you currently have.
Now I have an experience of 3 years in sales, close to, and 3 years in marketing and all of that stuff.
And approximately how many deals have you closed?
I have gotten somewhere close to 2,200 calls, and out of that 800 to 900 rejections.
Okay.
So 1,200, 1,300 closing deals.
How do you define sales? Let's start from there.
How do I define sales? Okay. Good question, man. People have been having a very bad concept about sales, saying that sales is bad because...
So what is the one action step that my audience can take in next 24 hours, which will help them to improve their sales skill? Hi Adeep.
Hello.
Welcome to Decode podcast. So the whole purpose of this podcast is where we take one topic that is relevant to business owners and we try to go deep into that one topic per episode.
Gotcha.
And today, because you are an expert in sales, I thought of taking the sales as a topic and go deeper.
Okay.
The whole idea is I want to talk to about sales as a complete beginners. So imagine that if somebody has no idea what sales is, I want him or her to be educated on what exactly is sales. Because there is a lot of information about sales that is not correct. So I thought let's take sales as a topic, break some myths around the topic and let's take it from there.
Amazing. Let's do it.
Cool. So for somebody who doesn't know who you are, how do you explain what you do in 30 seconds?
30 seconds. So I help entrepreneurs to make more money
Okay, how you do that?
by closing deals for them, which is ranging from 10 lakh close to,
Okay.
depends upon how the ticket size is for them. But I help them to run their own business, make some more money for themselves so that their revenue is always at the positive end. And I also get paid regarding that itself. If I close a deal, then only I make money. That's how a salesperson is always having the mindset of.
And how many years of sales you currently have?
Right now I have an experience of 3 years in sales, close to, and 3 years in marketing and all of that stuff.
And approximately how many deals have you closed?
I have gotten somewhere close to 2,200 calls, and out of that 800 to 900 rejections.
Okay.
So 1,200, 1,300 closing deals.
Oh, nice. Okay. Let's assume that somebody got an idea for a business and he comes to you and says, you know what, I have this product I want to sell. How will you explain to him what exactly is sales?
So if anyone comes to me and says that I have this product and I want to make this product successful, I would tell him that first sell 10 units of that. How to sell the first 10 units is very simple. Go and reach out to people in your own network, from LinkedIn or from anywhere in your own network. Just reach out to all of these people first and then try to approach them and get feedbacks of what is working and what is not working in the product. Once you get the idea of it, then you start going and pitching to other business owners or other people, other customers. But a lot of people, what they do is they make the product and they see that sales will come. If the product is only not good, how will you sell?
Correct.
So make sure that the product is good first by getting a lot of feedbacks onto that and pre-sell the product.
Okay. So, let me take one step further. How do you define sales? Let's start from there.
How do I define sales? Okay, good question, man. See, sales is talking to a human brain. Sales is not... People have been having a very bad concept about sales, saying that sales is bad because our parents have already stuck that in our head because of people coming into our doorsteps and selling to us. People always have that bad concept, but sales is not that. Sales is talking to a human brain in a psychological and an emotional and static way.
Okay.
That is what sales is all about. You're not talking to a person, you're talking to his future. If you can take sales in that way, that is where you crack a sales. And I feel sales is that you're helping that person to go from A to B not from A to Z.
Okay, makes sense. So even one of the misconceptions that I had when I started my training companies, let me create the world's best product and people will come to me. So what I did was I had a speed reading workshop. So I sat for I think 6 months, read over like 100 books on the topic, got all the best techniques into one like a 2-day workshop. Everything was done, PPT was done, everything was done. I remember sitting at my home and thinking, nobody has come. Now what do I do? That's when it struck to me that I need to go out and tell to the world that I have a product. Without that, nobody is going to come and purchase the product.
Yeah.
So based on your experience, what are like top 2 or 3 misconceptions people have around sales?
People feel that sales is your, kind of tricking that person into doing something, or misleading that person, or manipulating them. People have this misconception that sales is all about manipulating people, pushing them towards the edge, uh, talking to them into that stage where they are not able to make major decisions. So a lot of misconceptions regarding that you're tricking a person in buying stuff. But when you don't see sales in that way, you know your product really, really good. Okay. I know my products because I consume the products as well. If I'm starting with any company, I don't do sales for at least 15-20 days. I sit and go through the courses back to back till I am convinced that this product is the only one thing that I can help my clients to go from A to B. Once I have that confidence in me, I go on a sales call and I crack deals easily because I know that this is the only product that can help them.
Okay. So how important is you believing in the product?
100%, not even 99%, 100%.
Okay. So can someone sell a product without believing in it?
Nope.
Okay.
Straight answer, no.
Okay. Makes sense. Okay. Okay. Now let's again, like, we understood what sales is and assume that now you have a product. You believe in the product. Then how do you identify the people that you want to sell it to?
So to identify your target audience, who you want to sell to. Now, there are two kinds of people, right? One is a business owner who wants to understand his target audience or go into their shoes. Like, for example, I can go into my client's shoes and understand where they're lacking. Second person, again a business owner who wants to run the business just to run the business, just to want to solve a problem so that he has the fame. Of course, he will reach to a mark, but he's dead.
Okay.
So if you want to understand who is your target audience, the first and the foremost thing is market research. You need to go out in the market and research, asking people actually. Like, I met one of a co-founder, you may be knowing Rapido.
Yeah.
Right? I met his co-founder, and we were just having a discussion and he told me one thing. When I was doing market research, what I did, I was like, I thought that he went out into US, learned about it, went into big founding meetings, and then got to know how Rapido will work. What is the no? What he did, he went to Ola's and Uber. He started to speak with cab owners, people who were with Ola and Uber, and they got to know that they're charging a hell lot of money. Has come, charges and convenience fee and all of that. Then he came up with the idea, what can I do? Then when he started his product, 1 month after that, he started to sit in the autos who were using Rapido.
Okay.
And got some ideas from them what they can improvise. And that is the reason Rapido is growing so fast.
Makes sense. Okay. So to identify your target audience, you do a market research.
Market research, and then when you do the market research, go and talk to the people.
Okay.
What do you want? What is not working? Why do you need this? Once you understand that, see, in this world of era of internet, you can find clients anywhere, right? Yesterday only we cracked one of an international deal for a person for appointment setting, right? And we stay in India, we got that deal, and he's paying $125 per appointment.
Oh.
He needs 40 appointment, right? So it's close to very good amount for us because we're gonna make at least $5,000 just by sitting in India. So you can do that. But you need to understand that where your target audience is and what is their main problem that you are going to solve. If you can understand the problem you can solve, the bigger the problem, the bigger your cut.
Correct. So you have a product that you want to sell, and then you do a market research. Then you identify the whom you are selling to, and then you kind of do the market research, understand their pain points, and then what?
And then you get on a call.
And how do we get on that call?
Now, if it's an online market, because I'm very much familiar with the online market, in offline market there are different perspective towards it, the sales. In online market, it's just simple as get them like, hey, can we get on a call to understand more about you? Why do you want this product? Get them on a call. Talk to them normally as a friend. It doesn't matter you like if you want to close the deal or no. Just talk to them as a friend. I know the first 10 calls will be the shittiest call of your life, but it's okay.
Do you do cold calling or like warm calling? How does that work?
Me, I have done.
Not you, generally.
Generally, I do cold calling. Cold calling and warm calling also is there. Like there are inbound leads that they commit, but if you're a good person who does business will always not rely on only inbound leads. He'll of course go for outbound leads as well, right? So of course you have to reach out to customers back to back.
Okay. So then, how do you get these leads?
So we use tools like there is Apollo, there is LinkedIn Sales Navigator, there is Twitch. So a lot of tools what we use to get this lead format. Now, the best way to market yourself is, I would say, like if people want to buy from you ASAP, because cold market is really hard for anyone who is new. Just going in and pitching, it will never happen. So to build that trust, you need to have an immense level of personal brand about yourself, what you're doing. At least have a website. That is one thing, right? Or having a YouTube channel, or having a LinkedIn profile, right? Or having an email list, whatever it is. If you can get that trust built in the market, that's more than enough. Because a cold person also is going to see that if he is not going to convert in the very first month, he'll convert after 6 months.
Correct.
So it's better to start right now in building that personal brand of yours. When it comes to offline market, of course, you need to meet that person at least 1, 2, 3 times, and then try to convert that lead. You know, convert in very first go.
Okay, makes sense. So then we kind of get leads from multiple tools, and then we do the cold calling and everything. So one of the biggest fears most people have, in fact, I had was the fear of rejection. What if the person says no? So what's your take on the rejection?
See, people are scared of rejections because they take it to themselves.
Ha.
Right? So, for example, you rejected me. If I take, oh, Srinivas rejected me, I will of course go into that zone where I'm not the best, or I am not the person who is good for business. I'll of course think of that. But what if I come with a mindset that I am the best, but he was not good with himself, that he was not believing in himself that he can change his life. My product is the best. If I change my mindset a bit over here, that's enough for me, right? And rejection comes. So my mentor Cole Gordon says, in 7 days, if you are getting rejections back to back, then it means you're not good in what you're doing.
Yeah, I had a similar thing.
Right? You're not good in what you're doing. So try to improvise that. Right. So I was a person who was getting rejected in the initial ends, and I was going in depression, anxiety, everything. But I literally shifted few things from my head that what will happen if 10 people reject me, there are 100 people who are going to buy from me. So 800 people rejected me, but there are 1,200 people bought from me.
True.
So it's close to 60% who are buying from me. So I'm happy with it. It doesn't matter if 800 people are rejecting me, and it's okay for me. At this moment of time, I feel like they don't believe in themselves. That is the whole reason they're not
Or
buying.
it might not be a right fit for them at this moment of time.
There are 3 main reasons why people don't buy. One is they don't trust in themselves that they can do the best. They may be in a very bad financial crunch. They're not able to invest. They're like in a very, very tight situation, right? The third thing is they want to do it, but they are not clear with their own goals.
Okay.
Their own visions. So if they are not clear, they'll of course feel like like what I'm doing. Should I invest? Should I not invest? Or should I just try something else? That is again called as shiny object syndrome, what we call. Again they switch, again they switch, again they switch, again they'll come to a place where like, oh, I should have stuck to only one thing. Then they remember me. Oh, Adeep was talking about this because I do multiple follow-ups and a lot of stuff in the back end. They remember me. Then get in contact with me, they convert again.
Correct. Makes sense. So one of the mindsets which helped me the most was, if I am selling a product or I'm offering something to someone and they say no, they are saying no to the product at that point of time. They are not saying no to me.
Yes.
So it's not a rejection to me.
Yes.
So no need to take it personally. It might so happen that they might say yes when the time comes in the future.
Yeah. Unless until you have a good follow-up system, they will come back to you. Unless and until your process is smooth enough.
Yeah.
Right. If you're not pushy or telling them to buy at this moment of time, they are gonna remember you.
So let's assume that somebody is again starting as a new in sales career. So what are some of the skills that they need to learn?
I would say have a communication strong.
Communication, okay.
After that, like you can start working in sales and then you get a lot of insights about sales and then you learn a hell lot of things about sales. When I started out, my communication was not that good compared to what it is right now. But after taking so many calls, of course, it will improvise. But when I started out, my only strong point was I was able to freely communicate with people. So if you have that communication skill and the confidence mixed up with it, you're gonna crack in sales.
Okay. How do someone improve their communication skills?
Okay, what I did, I know I can tell that much better.
Yeah.
Okay, what I used to do is for the last 2020 to last 3 years or 4 years from 2020, what I did was I kept my laptop bag, my monitors, and everything in my room, and I used to sit or I used to stand and get a random topic and used to start speaking about it.
Okay.
That is the way I was getting fluent with English, first thing. Second thing is I started to hear a lot of podcasts. Like even if I'm hitting the gym, I am hearing a podcast, 45 minutes podcast. Even if I'm having my lunch or dinner, I'm hearing a podcast whenever I have a free time. Apart from my sales calls or business work or management work and all of that, whenever I had a free time, I used to listen to a lot of podcasts. The third thing was I started to read books.
Okay. Read books. Okay. So then just to recap everything that we discussed, if you want to be a excellent salesperson, you need to have 100% belief in your product you are selling.
Yes.
So once you have that belief and you have a right product, then you kind of get leads from multiple websites and then you kind of outreach to them either through cold call or through cold emailing or whatever stuff. And then you talk to them and you talk to them about the product and try to make a sale. And if the sale doesn't happen, don't take it personally.
Yes,
It's not your
100%.
rejection. And to do that, it's very important that you improve your communication skills. Again, as somebody who is beginner into sales, is there anything else they should know about sales?
See, sales is more towards uh, understanding the client's persona or where the client is coming from. Who is he? Is he the right fit? If it's not the right fit, then don't talk to him. First thing, right? Anyone who's coming as a beginner, I would always say that start out with communicating with your clients, like appointment settings. That's the very first go. Be an appointment setter first. Climb the ladder from there to a closer. That is the only way you can help your clients, yourself, and the business.
Okay. And what are some of the books that they can read to improve their sales? At least beginners.
Beginners, I would start with, read this one book and I feel that was one of the best book what I've read. That was by Sabri Subri, Sell Like Crazy. That was the first book what I read and it was like mind blowing. And I would say if you're a course person, okay, you don't like to read books, then follow Jeremy Miner or Cole Gordon. These are the two people who are doing really good in the market and they are the OGs of it. Jeremy Miner also has one of his book on tonality as well, so you can read that book as well. But I would say that sales is not about reading stuff or doing hearing podcasts. It's about all the practicalities that you put in, the number of calls what you take, the number of rejections what you're gonna get. That is the only way that you can have a thick skin in the game. So I would say if a person comes to me and says like I've read 600 books on sales, let's assume in the last 6 months I've read like 600 books or 100 books in sales, okay, and there's one person who comes and tells me that I've taken like 500 600 calls in the last 6 months. If I sit and talk to both of them, the person who has done the practicality has a lot of knowledge than the person who has just read the book.
Correct. I agree.
So sales is more towards the practical side of it than the theoretical part of it.
Makes sense. Okay. So just before we end the podcast, so what is the one action step that my audience can take in next 24 hours, which will help them to improve their sales skill?
Every minute reach out to a person.
Reach out to a person.
Reach out to a client, reach out to that person, get them on a Zoom call, close the deal.
Okay.
Doesn't matter if they're going to reject you, doesn't matter if they're going to say something to you, doesn't matter if they say, I don't think this is the right time for me, doesn't matter. Just do it. The next 24 hours, at least reach out to 100 people, get on somewhere close to 10 sales calls, at least close one deal out of that.
Okay. So that's it, guys. So if you want to improve your sales skills, so one action step, I mean, even though he recommended you reach out to 100 people, if you are a beginner, it might be too daunting. So I recommend that you reach out to at least 10 people. Just send them a message saying that, you know what, I want to talk to you or I want to meet you. And then have like a casual conversation. In next 24 hours, reach out to 10 people and talk about your product or your service to them. If you want to learn more about sales, please follow Adeep's YouTube channel. Any closing thoughts?
Okay, and the closing thoughts are just get on calls.
Yeah, just get on calls and you will become a better salesperson.
Amazing.
See you next time.